Boo. It's the spooky season out there. We don't really celebrate that stuff here in Eastern Europe. It's hard for me to believe that there is something more scary than Eastern Europe. Anyway, even so, this year I have something special. We're gonna talk about tiny indie project spiraling into a movie. Yeah, we're talking about Final Fantasy pretty fast there. Now, the story all started with scottcawthon. Nah, I'm not gonna fucking talk about the game. I'm gonna talk about my experiences with the game, because it's funny, and I was very scared of Freddy faster. Let me tell you a story about the boy who was scared shitless at quirky animatronics and how he managed to get over that fear. It's a fucking flashlight. It's not a candle. Why did I blow on it? No, what the fuck, man? It all started in 2014. Oh shit, that's almost 10 years. Man, I'm old. Anyways, at the time I was in 3rd or was it 4th grade? In any case, primary school, the land of fun, games, and traumatized children from a point-and-click game about Chuck E. Cheese. At this point, FNAF games were coming out like me, because I come a lot. FNAF 1 wasn't really that influential to me. I didn't know about it, even if it was picking up in my country pretty fast, which is weird because we always like are a year behind every trend, because why not? Even so, it didn't scrape me, didn't hear about it, not affecting me. But then FNAF 2 launched. FNAF 2 was much more of a blow up than its predecessor, which I don't think I can even call a predecessor since they were launched like in the same year, a month apart. Let me set the scene. It was 11th of November 2014. I remember distinctly how I was playing Minecraft on my family laptop. I was making a mossy cobblestone labyrinth for some reason. And then my brother next to me was watching a video from the biggest let's player at the time in my country. God bless his soul, if he even has one anymore. And he was playing FNAF 2, and I had no idea what it was, or that it was a horror game. So I popped an eye on my brother's phone, and just the second I did, bam! Bonnie himself gave me the jump scare of a lifetime. I mean, not really, I wasn't that scared, but more shaken up. A bit traumatized. So, that one jump scare, that one moment would be the catalyst of a lasting phobia. The FNAF... How the fuck do I pronounce that? Fnaphobia. Fnaphobia. That's it. The fnaphobia. That's such a stupid name. From that moment, FNAF exploded everywhere around me. At school, YouTube, it was fucking everywhere. Moreover, like the stupid kid I was, I clicked on every video with FNAF. Why? Why not? I was curious, but the thing is that I didn't watch any videos that were the actual game on its own. I watched the occasional Minecraft FNAF Pizzeria roleplay porn, but never the actual game. And this combined again with my mega stupid imagination kicked in my biggest fear and my biggest reason why I'm such a fucking scaredy cat. Because I have the fear of the unknown, and it's pretty prevalent to me because I don't know how scary the game was. My brain imagined the characters and setting as much more scary than it actually was. I mean, the game is not that fucking scary, but you know, that's why I'm scared of the backrooms, damn it, because I imagine the scariest shits, and I'm very extremely paranoid. Meaning every night for the next 3 months, while I interacted with FNAF 2, when I did it a lot, again at school or at home, basically everywhere, I would have constant nightmares, having to sleep with a parent every single night. Meaning I'll go to bed, wake up in the middle of the night with sleep paralysis or something, and then have to make my way to my parents' room, wake them up and send them one of them to sleep with my brother every night for a month. And you might say, Arvi, you're just a scaredy cat and you're a pussy. And you might be right, because you are, but that doesn't really explain how I'm not affected that much about jump scares or just horror shit in general. I mean, I watch horror movies like it's nothing. I don't really watch them because they're boring and I don't see their purpose. But FNAF, I don't know why struck a chord with me, and I'm gonna exemplify what this is by telling you a story about two of my dreams that I have. Okay, let me start the story. I wake up. I see nothing around me. I had a bunk bed and my brother was on top, so I didn't really, I didn't really saw him. So I was looking around the room and couldn't see shit. Of course, I couldn't just get up and search shit because, in dreams you can have paralysis. And at that point, I hear something and I know it's gonna be another nightmare. This was like in the middle of the whole thingy, and I remember so well how I just tried to close my eyes and just saw flashes of light that were looking kind of fucking scary. And then comes in a noise I cannot replicate, and I don't remember the noise, but I know it was a noise like breathing or cloth or something. I don't fucking remember. But I remember distinctly how I was looking to my right because the door of my room was to my right. And it kind of mirrored my position mirrored the in-game position, like in the first game, where you'd have a door like to the side, you know what I'm saying. And just there I saw it, a shadow, a towering shadow from the bottom of my door to the top of it. And this was no regular animatronic. This was something straight out of FNAF 4. It had the design of one, but much scarier. It was pretty much, I imagined Springtrap before Springtrap even fucking existed. That's how crazy my imagination was. But I think it was Freddy. I remember him being Freddy, but I don't fucking know. It was so fucking loud. I couldn't hear jack shit. And I know if this thing hears a sound from me, I'm gonna be dead. He's gonna get his big ass fucking arm claws metal thingies and rip me in half with my organs spilling all over the fucking room. Did I mention that I was like 12 at this point? I was 9. What the fuck? Not even 12. I was fucking 9. And I was scared shitless. Of course I couldn't scream because it would fucking hear me, but then it moved. I don't fucking know how. I don't fucking know why, but it moved. And it got closer. And it got real fucking closer. I could see it. I could see its face. I could see its nose. I could see its eyes. The black void of its eyes. I didn't even know about the white pupils inside it. They were just black. Then dreams, they don't really have that much of cohesion, or they do not move like real life. So I don't remember what the fuck happened, but the next thing I remember was that he was sitting in front of my face with mouth open, and I couldn't really imagine scale at that point, so his face was so fucking small. And he was staring at me, and I couldn't feel the chills from his breath. I couldn't feel any fucking breath. This thing wasn't alive, this thing wasn't fucking dead, it wasn't a fucking ghost. What the fuck was it? And why is it staring at me? And what the fuck am I gonna do? Then I remember my brother was on top of me. Maybe I could scream, he could alert someone, or he could fire it off, because my brother was my hero or something at that age. But nah, I was a much smarter child, and for that reason alone I know that if I wake up my brother, he's gonna fucking die in front of me. So I did nothing. I just sat there waiting for this thing to leave me the fuck alone. But it didn't. It sat there for like 30, 40 minutes. I mean, it probably was like 2 seconds, but it felt like a fucking minute. And I was twitching in my sleep, probably twisting, trying to just look away, but I couldn't. I know this feels a lot like sleep paralysis, but I'm gonna tell you, I wasn't. I was dreaming. I know it for a fact. I know when I'm dreaming and when I'm not. I can control my dreams, which definitely helps in these situations, because I remember how I tried to fucking just, you know, make it a bit more happy and shit like that. And the dream then goes a bit ham, like I teleport and shit like that, you know, dream stuff. But that moment where the thing was on my doorstep just waiting for me, fuck me, I still have chills about it to this fucking day. Ugh. And now comes the second story, which is much more brutal, so if you have a weak stomach, fuck off. Let me set the stage. I think FNAF free-launched. This was a bit later. Was it before the first story? I don't fucking know, but anyway. Thing is, my brother tried to calm me down since I was waking up him too when I started crying in my sleep. And he was like, bro, don't fucking be afraid of FNAF. They're not. They are, you know, they love children. Yeah, fuck yeah, they fucking love children. Protect children, actually. You know, they're robots and they protect children. And they're only killing the security guard because he's an adult. So, yeah, you don't have nothing to fear about, man. Yeah. And I was like, well, that makes a lot of sense. It's not like I have any 2 adults in the house that I really loved and could. Yeah, I'm not in my eyes. I'm somewhere in the corner of the room looking like I'm in a camera. I can remember my hallway exactly how it was at that point, and I know that it was small, very cramped, and at one point a fucking animatronic shows up. I can see its back, I can see its feet, I can see basically everything. And this time it didn't go to my room because I understood that that wasn't the case anymore. He was trying to protect me, but from what he was trying to protect me was adults. I couldn't move, I couldn't make anything, I wasn't even there, fuck me. I was in the room sleeping. I was watching from a third person view basically of the animatronic coming into my parents' coming to the room of my parents and closed the door behind it. This time it wasn't here to scare, this time it was here to kill. And yet again, I'm gonna say some disturbing shit out here, even I'm gonna censor them because YouTube doesn't want to hit this fucking thing. But let's just say it got my mom first, and my dad woke up and started screaming and punching the fucking robot, but the robot just basically murked him immediately. And then the animatronic started doing things and stuff that I cannot really explain, and I don't want to explain because I have the memory in my head and I do not want to fucking remember it. But basically it wasn't cool. And let's just say the walls weren't white no more. Now, so you're probably wondering, how did I escape this nightmare of a situation? And it was a pretty hard process with a lot of time and resources, a lot of hours in therapy and years, and I just stopped watching the content. I mean, it's not that fucking hard, let's be completely honest. I stopped watching any video about FNAF, like any. I entered YouTube, I see a FNAF video, I would want to touch it so badly, but then I remembered, bro, you're not gonna sleep no more. And your dad is probably gonna beat your ass if you wake up him on one more time. So I was like, what if I don't click on it? The nightmares were there for, you know, some time after that. They didn't disappear like instantly, but even so, they disappeared relatively quickly. And with that out of the way, things became a bit easier to manage. I mean, the dreams would be a bit more tame and, you know, rare at one point. And after like a month, I eventually forgot about FNAF, because everybody forgot about FNAF. It's a mascot horror game. It only stays in the algorithm for a month and then it goes right out of the door, you know, for non-fans, 10-year-old children. And then as time went on, I was still a scaredy cat. Like, people made fun of me because when we were in situations where we slept together, that sounds very fucking weird, let me rephrase that. For example, when we were in a summer camp with my class, they were making fun of me, like, oh, Freddy's gonna come to you, and I was like, no, shut up, I'll dream, shut up, please, I'll have nightmares. And I didn't, you know, and I was like, bruh, it's not even scary now. And after I was a bit bigger, like a year later, I even clicked on the actual game and saw that it was pretty fucking down, not gonna lie. I mean, the jump scares made me laugh more than they scared me. Of course, I watched YouTubers that said jump scare in 3, 2, 1. Now that I have finally abolished my fear of the animatronics, I am prepared to take the final step into defeating the enemy, going to its core, going to where it dwells and comes and fucks and shit like that. I'm ready to go to the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. See you on the other side. But that will happen in the next episode. Yep, I'm leaving you on a cliffhanger.